Notion doesn't only have to be used for your business or as a way to help you be more productive throughout your life. It can actually be used for fun. That's why in today's video, I'm going to show you how to build your own book tracker using Notion. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Ade Mushoyo, and I teach you how to get more time, life, and energy out of each day through meaningful and intentional productivity strategies. A while back, I created a YouTube video on how to build your own social media calendar using Notion, and you all really liked it. So that's why in today's video, I thought it'd be really fun for us to build it together, our very own book tracker in Notion. So grab your laptop, open up Notion, and let's get started. So the first thing that we're gonna start with is a blank page, and you can see I just added the icon for books, and then I just labeled it library. And then I am going to just leave it as an empty page. We are gonna use a database, but you'll see why we don't make it at a database right away later. And so the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually add that table view. I always like to start with tables because then you can, add the properties a little bit more easier. So we're just gonna have this be called books. And then now we're gonna add all the properties. So we're gonna add an author property. We'll do like page numbers. We'll also add genre, and we'll have it be a multi-select property just in the event there's multiple genres that this can fall under. And I also made the author property multiple select just in case that there are multiple authors. Select property for the rating, and we'll add it be a 5-star rating. And then let's add another property for the type of book it is. So we'll have another select property for the type, and we'll add a physical, Kindle, or e-reader, or audio. And then we'll also include a little bit of an image or file for the book cover. So now we're gonna have the status of the book. So we can have the status, and then we'll, instead of labeling not started, to be read, currently reading, and then we'll have finished. But we'll also have another property here called did not finish. And we'll make this color a little gray just to indicate that. So now we have all of the properties, and then we can go ahead and update this list. So I went ahead off camera and I already populated this. One of the things I did add off camera was a date finished column. So it's just using the date property, and then I labeled it date finished. So now that we have some data to work with, we can start creating our views. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is we create a completed view. So let's say completed books. And we'll make this a table for now. And then we'll filter it based off of the status being finished. So we can see this here. And then we'll also create like a list view called to be read. And we will also filter this by the status being to be read. We don't have anything here yet, but that's okay. And then we'll make another one called currently reading. And I think it's important to make these views on the original database, and you'll see why in a second. Now we'll also make a calendar view so you can just see where the books are on the calendar. So if you want to kind of see how everything looks, so you can see, I just put some arbitrary dates in here. We can see like, oh, this is when I finished this book. And then the last thing I think would be really good to do as well, just for some simple properties, is you want to add a gallery view, and we'll change this to show the book cover, and we'll kind of make it small, and we'll just fit the image inside so it's not too overlappy or anything. So that kind of gives you a more aesthetic look, and we can even add properties like the author, and then the date finished, if there is a date to be finished. Another way that we can add, if you want to just get a little bit more advanced in the views, is you can do another view called by genre, and we can have it be more of a table view, and then we can group by the genre. So that way you can see all of the books labeled out by genre. Another thing I think is really important is that if you want to take notes for the book, not all books might want you to take notes, but even just creating a little template here that you can use, and we can just have it have like a summary, so you can write like a little bit of details here, and then you can even have things you liked, things you didn't like. And we can just kind of keep it really simple, but just some things that you can jot down really quickly as you're reading the book or after you finish the book and you want to reflect on it. So now that we have that, let's start to kind of play around with these views a little bit. So maybe we'll start with having a list view that just has, and we'll say it's called currently reading, and we'll hide the database title for now, but we'll just say let's want to show like, oh, currently reading here. And this is how we're going to start to make it look more of a dashboard. We'll have another one called to be read, so that we can add here, just like to add some headers for a little aesthetic view. And then here, we'll kind of change this a little bit to just have the completed view as a table. So we'll have the completed books, and we'll just have it like this. And then one of the nice things that we can do is we can make this 2-column situation, and we can have this sort of map out this way. Remember, you can even drag this up here, and we can even make this a little bit more full width, so that way you can see what you need to see. And then that way you can have a little bit more of a dashboard view. And then we can even just hide this with a toggle and just tuck that in there. And we can even turn this into its actual page, so we can even make this even smaller. and we can hide that in there. So you can kind of see really quickly, this is what you're currently reading, this is what's to be read. So now you have a little bit of a dashboard of certain books that you currently have on your shelf. You can even add another property here to have more of a gallery view as well, since we've already created that database. If you want to see it right there, we can add other properties that we want to see. So if you would prefer to see the type of book it was, as well as the genre that it falls under, maybe you want to hide the date finished, for example, you can kind of customize it that way. And this is where it's so easy, because when you're on the go, if someone were to tell you about a book, for example, Building a Second Brain, you can quickly go ahead and add it here. And you can label it, you don't have to do it that way, but you can open this up and we can just call it by Tiago Forte. And then later on, you can go ahead and just add the book cover and everything after that. So this is kind of how you build your own library. This is how you build your own book tracker. You can even add more views that you want to see that we've created. So if you wanted to kind of get a quick glance of like, how many books are you finishing? You can already look at the calendar and see like, hey, it's been a while since I finished a book, or I'm really finishing books really quickly. So this kind of helps you create a more easier and very visual way of building your own book tracker here in Notion. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment down below and tell me what else you would like to see me build in Notion. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be aware of the next time another video drops. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!